I'm going to demonstrate the cast off. And to cast off, that is to finish up your work, you cast on at the bottom as we've already demonstrated, and when you complete your work and you're ready to cast off, you knit the first stitch, knit the second stitch, and then hook as if in the back of the loop of the first stitch or the second stitch on the needle over here now, and you pass it over the first stitch on the needle, and you see you have one loop left on the needle. Then you knit the next stitch, hook under the loop, bring it over the edge, and you still have one loop on the needle. You continue across knitting and hooking under the loop and bring it over the stitch, and you will continue to have one stitch on the needle all the way across. I'm going to let you watch me do this for a minute. Don't know if I have a good camera angle on this. Let me try to change camera angles to see if you're seeing this correctly. You're knitting. Now you can cast off in purl, and you would do this exactly the same way, except you would purl all the stitches, and you would still hook under the stitch, the second stitch on the needle, on the right hand needle, and take it over the first and drop it off. You would continue to do that in purl if you were casting off in purl. You can cast off in ribbing, and ribbing is, of course, knit one, purl one, or knit two, purl two, or whatever type of ribbing you're doing across, and you would just knit. You would come to the stitches as you come to them and knit them or purl them, and then you would pass them over. You cast off in the same way no matter what stitch you're doing, knit or purl. Okay, and cast it off over the end, and as soon as I get to the end of this, I will show you what it looks like. Your cast off edge will look similar and almost exactly like your cast on edge. If you cast on too tightly, then you should cast on and cast off with a needle size larger, up 1 or 2 needle sizes when you cast off. So you would use one needle to cast on and in a larger size, and one needle to cast off. What you're casting off would be your right hand needle. You would use that as the larger needle, and then it won't be as tight. Then you have, when you get to the end, you have one loop left. So you pull it up a little bit, and you take your scissors and cut your, these are not my scissors I normally use, so they're a little dull. And then you pull the tail through the loop and tighten it. And then you work your end in the back of your work. Now, as you see, if you can see, your cast on edge is like, your cast off edge is like your cast on edge. It's like a chain stitch, and they're both uniform.